tiny bits, you can couple them together before delivering that problem. Alright? Delivering the solution. Michael, what are you doing? Okay, so let me open up my code, then we'll just look at how we can fix this, amongst other things. Now, for the most part of our exercises, I try as much as possible to solve them in bits or in chunks, because trying to solve a problem as big as it is might not give you the desired solution. So what you want to do is to look at your code properly, try to break it into tiny bits before you attempt solving it. Now, I want to draw, what's the name of that shape again? Hexagon. I want to draw a hexagon here, right? After that hexagon, I want to draw a circle. But before that, let me figure out how to draw a hexagon in the first place. So can somebody tell me how to draw a hexagon? Tell me the blocks to use.
6 times.
So repeat 6 times. But why are we repeating 6 times? A hexagon has how many sides? 6 sides. Okay. So we move 50 steps. Then what? Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Both of you. Turn 50 steps. 50 degrees. 50? Okay. 60 degrees. Okay. So assuming my pen is down, this should draw a hexagon. So let me clear and bring this up. Okay, now I have a hexagon, right? So this should draw a hexagon for me. So I'm going to choose where this will go into. Now, because my block is quite long, but I still know that this part is doing the, what is it? The triangle, and this part is doing the pentagon. Now, this hexagon has to go somewhere here. But remember that when I draw this, when I run my script, it is drawing a triangle and a pentagon. But after the pentagon, this part is making it go down and then start from here all over again. But I want to do it here. If I put this in directly under here, like this, it's going to draw a hexagon on top of the pentagon. Let me see. Can you see it? So how do I now fix this problem? Pen down. Here?
Yes.
Can sit down. Pen down here. Are you sure it's pen down? Okay, let's try your solution. Move 120 steps. Then what?
Then pen up.
Someone says it's pen up. Which one is it? Did yours work for you? With pen down? That would surprise you. Let me see your code. Where's the point? It's pen up first. But you said pen down. So it's pen up, then pen down. Then what? Are you sure? Okay, just to be safe, we want to point in direction 90 first off. Okay. I think it's fine. It's fine. anywhere it is, it's just going to point in the same direction. So if I add this here and I run, so we have the hexagon, right? Pentagon, hexagon. Go back and start triangle again. Okay, so before we do the circle, I will need you to add this part to your own code. So what we added is just from here, point in direction 90 to repeat 6. It should be immediately after the pentagon. Repeat 5 for the pentagon. So go ahead and update your code before we do the one for the circle.
Check it out. This is the first time.
After pointing that. I know. Yeah, do you need help? Okay. So we need to figure out how to do a circle. When we figure out how to draw a circle, then we can put it into our code so that we'll have a circle alongside other shapes. So how do we draw a circle? You guys said you've done it before. So tell me the blocks to use. Hmm? How do we draw a circle? This is your time to give me ideas. You people mentioned that you did circle. Hmm? You've not done it. Oh, but I asked earlier and you said yes. Okay, so let's think of the solution. So for drawing our shapes, we know that we need to know the number of sides, right? It's the number of sides that we'll put here. Then we are going to move a number of steps and then turn some degrees. I'm sure the Othniel told you how to calculate and know the degree to turn at, right? So the first question is, how many sides does a circle have? It's one. Okay, it's actually a tricky question and it's funny at the same time, right? Because we've always thought that circles do not have any sides. But how can we draw circles here? Imagine I'm asking in terms of scratch now. How am I going to tell my scratch to draw the circle for me? Okay, so let me do it for you. Let's see if it works. Eyes up. Eyes on the board, everybody. Eyes on the board, everybody. So repeat one. You said you should repeat one, then what? Turn 360 degrees. To the right or left? To the left. Somebody's speaking his mouth. Is his code having issue? Okay, so just fix it for me. Okay. So is this okay? How many steps will it move? 50. This is such a tricky question. I don't think anybody has got this answer since I started. And I started doing this summer training since like 2019. Nobody has got it. So look at the results. You have a straight line. Ideas. $360, right? Try your options. So repeat 360. Then what? Still turn 360 degrees? Okay. And move 50 steps. Eyes on the board. Eyes on the board. It's not still done. It's just finished now. What did you say? Turn 1 degree. Like this. So our sprite has gone somewhere. Yes. 40. Where should I put 40? Degree. Okay, so turn 40.
It's 10.
Repeat 10. Is that okay? Okay, so let's try. My sprite has gone off, so let me bring it back. Come back. Oops, thank you very much. Like this. So how many sides does this have? Is this watching 10? So this has 10 sides, right? Is it 10? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it has 9 sides. Let's try another thing. I have a feeling you guys will get it. By the way, you almost got it. You almost got it. Okay, the next click, you stand up. The next click on your mouse, you just join me. I like people to encourage me, so you join me and stand up so that you can take the class. Give me clues. I know you are trying out things. Tell me, I'm going to do it for you for free. You not pay 1 kobo. Repeat 10 times, then you have to understand what turning 360 degrees means. Stand up. Let me use you for example. Assuming this is a sprite, right? And it's pointing at 0 degrees, right? Let's assume this is 0 degrees. If I tell this sprite to turn 90 degrees, where will it turn to? This way, right? To the right. Turn well, don't worry. And then if I still tell this sprite to turn another 90 degrees, it will turn this way, right? If I still tell it to turn 90 degrees, tell him this is not it, 90 degrees, it will turn this way, right? And another 90 degrees, he's back to 0. So how many times did we turn? 4 times. At what degree? 90 times 4 is what? 360. So what you are telling that guy to do is turn 360 degrees first time, then move 50 steps. Right? First time, we are doing it 10 times. Turn 360 degrees again and move 50 steps. That's what you're telling the script to do. So every time that it turns 360 degrees, you can sit down, it goes 50 steps. You tell it to turn 360 degrees, it will still face the same direction, right? Because that's a full circle. So what we will do at the end of the day is to just draw a line of 50 steps times 10. That's what we are doing. That's what turning 360 degrees means. Your previous solution was close, very close. The one before yours. If you can remember Jesse's and Benjamin's contribution, then we'll almost be there. You just need to fix one more thing. Recall the steps you told me to take, the things you told me, the numbers you told me to put there. So already we've seen that this will work. So let me add one block for you. So we start from here and I run this. This will just be a straight line. Because we are telling it to turn. It will turn 360 and move 50 steps. Turn 360, move 150 steps. Sorry?
Let's move this move 50 steps.
Okay.
Then we go with turn 90 degrees.
Turn 90? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now we repeat 4 times.
But we know what this will do for us already. What else should I add? We know the shape that has 4 sides, right? The square. Do we want to draw a square? Right. You don't want to draw a square. Repeat once. Okay, repeat once, then what?
Repeat 360.
Turn 360. We can't turn 360. I just explained why we cannot use turn 360. It will just turn in one place and then do something. Yes.
Let's try turn 180 degrees twice.
That will still mean, you know what 180 is? If I'm standing like this, okay, I'm facing this place, right? This is 0. If I turn one time, 90, another 90, this is 180. So I'll just turn this way, and then you're telling me to turn again. It will just be a straight line. You understand? To be a straight line. Okay, let me put back the numbers, and then just wait for your cue. So that we don't get too confused and stall on one thing. What did you say I should say? Was it here or here? Anyways, here we'll turn 1 degree. But at this point, if I run this sprite, if I run this code now, so it's actually doing this 360 times and turning just 1 degree, but it's moving 50 steps. And this is a problem. To 10? Okay, you want to give us an idea? Oh, sorry. This price is not on our screen. Come back. Okay, before that, you want to give us a solution. Okay, what's the solution? Minus 10. Turn 40 degrees. Repeat how many times? Repeat minus 10. Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think this will do? It's literally not even doing anything. So let me tell you one thing now. The only place you don't use minus is in repeat. Because you cannot do something minus 1 time. You can only do it maybe once or twice or 3 times, right? You understand? When we start counting our age, do we start from minus? Because you cannot live minus 1 life. You have to be 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, like that. Okay, so I think you guys still want to try more? Huh? Repeat 10 times. Then what? I literally told you guys that you were almost there. And at the point that I was, where I was before now, you just need to change one thing. Move what? Move minus 90 degrees. You have a block like that. Minus 10. So you should go backward. It seems you like 40 very well. Is that your favorite number? What is your favorite number? Yes.
Let's try repeat 360. Then turn 1.
Repeat 360.
Turn 1 degree.
And without the steps. What do you think this will do? It will stay in one place. What do you think this will do? Just tell me what you feel. Will there be a line? Do you think there will be a line? Okay. Why won't there be a line? Because we are not moving. So even if I run this will literally just turn. But it's not moving. It will just turn 1 degree and stay in one place. Yes.
Low Python.
Use 2 degrees here. Here. Move 2 steps. Okay.
Yes.
One like this. So let's try this one. We have a circle, right? Not quite. Maybe I would have given you money. But if you had said 1 step, because we don't need 2 steps. So I had already told you 360 and 1 degree is fine. So the only thing we could have changed was this number. Right? So now we have a cycle. So I'm going to tell you something. In software engineering, hello everybody. So eyes on me, I'm a superstar now. Okay. So there are like 1,000 or even millions of software developers in the world, right? If you use Facebook today, it's because software engineers have sat down some time ago and they have written thousands of lines of code, right? Even millions of lines of code. But they are in different locations. We have software engineers that are working on Facebook in Europe. We have some that are working on it from the US. We have some in Canada. We have some in Australia. So there are different places in the world. What they do is they have a common place that they bring in their code to contribute. Are we together? And then they have periodic meetings where they meet time to time and talk about ideas. So what we have done here is actually how professionals sit and work. So you have to break down your problems and contribute. Say what you think about any solution that is coming up in your head. Try it out. If it's not working, it's fine. There's no score for saying the right thing and then missing something. In fact, when you say something and it's wrong, it means that you have figured something that is wrong and you don't need to repeat it. So you need to try again. If that one too is wrong, you have to trash it. Go to the next one and keep trying. But this is how the professional world of software engineering works. You keep trying things to solve them in bits. Bring your ideas together and deliver something nice, like Facebook and YouTube and all the software that we use and we're very familiar with. This is how they are created. All right. So where can we put this now? I think we've figured out like most of it. So we want to do it after, we want to draw the circle after the hexagon. So right here, this is where I'm doing my hexagon. Stop clicking your mouse. You're distracting me. Okay, so we want to point in direction 90. Let me do it separately first. Oh, I have pointing direction 90, so I don't move anymore. Turn down. So once I have this, I can now put it right after the hexagon. Yes, right after the hexagon, I have my circle. So let's see this. I need more space already. Circle is slow, right? I wish there was a way I can make it faster. But I have not found any way. I hope you understand how this circle is executing. Because the next exercise is still going to be about this concept, the circle and the square. Let me show you the shape we are going to make. Before we leave there, by the way, I need to make some corrections. So this should be 120. I'll still come back. You don't need to worry. I'll still come back for you to write this. So obviously our exercise was correct and I was wrong. Because this space is wasting. I need to make use of it. So this should be so let's try it again. Stop. Office. Out. Then up. 90. Okay. So before you update your code to what I have, where's my lesson? I closed it. Let me bring it up. Or it's fine. You can go ahead and update your code before we talk about the next thing. Please, for some of us that don't know how to update, or somehow we confuse updating and then putting in the right code, you start from here after your hexagon. Make sure it's after your hexagon. This is the part that you need. From here to here. Exactly from point in direction 90 to repeat 360. So a few minutes to update your code, then we'll move on to the lesson. Are you serious? Somebody has gotten it. So if you stop it while it's running, the pen is still there. If I stop it now, the pen is still there, right? And it's not pointing in 90 degrees. Your problem is small. You're turning to the right. You're turning to the right. Yes. That was the setting. That's okay. How long has it been? Why did you say it?
How do you want to? Maybe you started before.
If as a memory like this, you can be successful. When it's still running and I try to start it, it's going to draw a line to the starting point and it's not pointing at that. That's it, right? Now choose to add it to the block or just let it finish first before you run it.
So are we?
Give you about 10 minutes. I'm going to wait for you to back before we continue.
After the
So from here to here.
just put the clothes by the side first.
So when you're done with this, save it and then start a new file. We've saved before. So just save, it will update it. Then start a new one. Yes, this is lesson 5 Chinese time 2. Hello. So save your one and start it.
Save and start again.
Start a new project, everybody. Let us move on. New project, new project. Okay, so put your thinking caps on because we need it once more. For this part, we just finished challenge time 2. For the ultimate challenge, use the pen, draw a garden. Imagine hexagon flowers with square leaves. We'll come back to this. But I need us to figure out how to draw this shape. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're all laughing. It's funny, but I'm serious. But it's not funny. But we are laughing. Everybody's laughing. So how can we draw the shape? Remember the things I told you. It looks complex, but look at the patterns that are there. Hello, everybody. Look at the patterns that are in this shape. And tell me what you think. What is this shape made of?
Made of an
Over. Over. That's a good point. It's made up of half circle. That's a semicircle, right? What else? Share the joke with me. You don't share the joke with me. Okay, it's made up of semicircles, right? So what's a semicircle? have a circle, right? How can we create a semicircle from our code? From the exercise we just did. From the circle, how can we make a semicircle? Okay, let's keep thinking about that. But how many semicircles are here? 4, right? So we have 1. Mine will be ugly. I'm just warning you beforehand. We have 2, we have 3, and we have 4. Yes, it's so fine. So good looking. I know. So we have 4 semicircles. What else do you notice? What else do you notice from this pattern? The cat sprite. Okay, we have a cat. I don't know how to draw a cat. We have a cat. It's fun. I know. I'm a good artist. So what else do we notice? There's something. Once you mention it, we can start doing code. The middle. Cross. Yeah, something else. The square. I feel like giving you one. Right. So nobody has given me contribution like this. Let me look for small change. Who said this? So this is it's not visible. You can't see it. So if you notice this, it's one good thing, right? So we have 2 ideas. We have 4 semicircles, 4 semis, and what? The square. So how can we integrate the idea of a semicircle and a square to come up with this? That's the next question. So already we know that our pattern has 4 semicircles, right? So we'll look at how to make a semicircle. I'll help us figure that out, or we'll figure it out together. Then we'll see how we can make 4 of them, and then use the idea of a square to create these 4 semicircles and this shape. We've broken down this thing into bits. Now we need to solve it 1 bit at a time. Okay, so take a look at this. So to draw a semicircle, we need to pen down. Of course, we clear. Then let me just do the initial setup first. Point in this direction. Maybe we set the pen size. Let's set the size to 5. And then we pen down. Okay, so to draw a semicircle, we need to repeat. Let's do a circle first. So we set for a circle, we repeat 360 times. Then we move 1 step. We turn 1 degree. Turn 1 degree. So this will do a circle for us, right? For this exercise, let's make this a little bigger. So let's do it. So this is a full circle, right? A full circle is 360 degrees. How can we make a semicircle? 180, right? Good. So this place should be 180. So let's try it. Right. Now we have a semicircle. So we need 4 of these. We need 4 of these semicircles. Duplicate. Okay. Please tell me how to duplicate. No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Right click on. Okay, we'll duplicate this. The code. What do we duplicate? The drawing. Wait. Maybe I don't know what the job. Is this stamp? This line. How can we do that? I can't hear. How can we duplicate? Okay, so if duplicate will not work for us, what can we do? What did I ask?
How do we get the first?
Okay, the first semicircle. Let's draw the 4. Okay, how do I do? Do you want me to take this to another place like this and then do another semicircle? Like, oh. You remember the idea of the square? This is where it comes in. That's why we have that square in. The square is actually a pattern that we're supposed to use. Do you guys remember how to draw a square? Right? You guys remember? So use that idea. Yes, that's good. So this is the problem. Hold on, I have a dot marker. Okay, so look at it this way. Look at it this way. We have one semicircle like this, right? It's very pretty, I know. But we need to draw another semicircle, the next one. So how do we move from here? What direction is this pointing at? Minus 90. So let me give you small. So this place is 90, right? If you turn to this place, this will give you 270. Sorry, 180. So this is 180. This is 270. Right? And this completes 260 is same as well. Okay. So when I'm here, I've gone this way. Let's do small something. So it's pointing at this direction. How many degrees do I need to turn for it to face down? So sprite is here. Sprite is actually like this. So how many degrees do I need to tell this now to turn so that it will be inverted like this? What's the angle 90. Same thing for all these ones, right? All these ones are 90 degrees. So if that one is 90, imagine we have the square here. When it reaches this place, what angle is it going to turn? If this is 90, what angle is this? Okay. It's confusing, right? Let's do it again. Let me start my illustration from the top. This thing is hard to clean. Give me the black marker. Maybe it's the color of the marker that is making you not understand. So now, we've done the first one, like this, right? So we need to do another one that is like this. But we said this pattern that we're trying to do is in a pattern of a square, right? So if we have a square here, I'm going to draw the lines more than the one we need, just so we see. If this is a square, what angle is this? It's 90, right? So if this is 90, I will tell our square to turn at 90, and then it faces down. But once it's down, we want to draw another semicircle. So you draw this one all the way like this and keep turning 180 times, right? At this point again, we have another angle here. What angle is this? How many degrees? 90. So our sprite now will face this direction. And then it will draw another one. What angle is this now? 90 degrees. So it will turn again, this time like this, and then go a full semicircle. Do we have the pattern? Yes or no? Yes. So let's try to put this in our code and see what we have. So I'm going to leave what I have like this, but at the bottom here, I'm going to tell my sprite to turn 90 degrees. First off, I'm going to. Okay, so it has cleared. Now I'm going to click this for the first time. Everybody eyes on the board. So once I click this, I've not changed this to 90. Okay. So I'm going to bring this down. What are you guys doing? So I'm going to tell you to turn 90 degrees from whatever direction it's facing. So do the first one. This is the first semicircle. Then it will turn 90 degrees. Can you see it turn? So if I click this again, I'm going to do another semicircle and then turn 90 degrees again. I'm going to do this one more time. It will turn and do another 90 degrees. Then I'm going to do the last one. So we have our patterns, right? But at this point, we are clicking on this how many times? 4 times. So as it is with software engineering, we don't like to suffer. We like easy life, right? So we just tell this guy to repeat for us 4 times. We don't want to beat ourselves. So now when I click on this just once, it's going to do the whole pattern for me. I should explain again. Okay. So let's go over this again. Stop and take this out. So we want to start with this, right? In fact, forget all the initial drag I was doing. Let's just go to the main thing. Now, to do a full circle, I'm starting from the top. To do a full circle, we repeat 360. Is that correct? Yes. And then we move how many steps? How many steps do you move?
One.
1. Okay. Because I want it to be big, let's use 2, right? Then how many degrees do we turn? 1 degree. We turn 1 degree. So let's say I'm starting from here. So before I run this, I want to pen down, right? So that we'll see the lines. Pen down. Let's set the size to 5. Okay. So if I click on this now, oh, I'm not clear. Okay, so let me clear and then run it again. So we've done this before, right? This one does a circle for us and it's fine. But we need a semicircle. We need a semicircle. So I'm going to separate the clear now and then run this part. I want a semicircle, so I'm going to divide 360 by 2, right? That makes it what? 180. So let me clear and then run this one. Right, I have a semicircle now, right? But how many semicircles does our pattern need? 4. Now I can still click on this thing 4 times. It's going to do another semicircle, then it will do another one. But notice that it's not drawing in another place. It's just doing a full circle for me, right? So this is not what I actually want. I want you to do that pattern for me so that when it's done with one semicircle, it does the next one. Alright. So what I will now consider to do is to make this thing turn as it is in this position after the first one. Let me play and do the first semicircle again. Just to make this point. Okay. Yeah. So when I do this first semicircle, I need this sprite to do another semicircle. But right now, if I only click on this, it will just do a full circle, right? Because it's pointing in this direction. So I need it to turn at this corner at 90 degrees. You understand? I need this to point at 90 degrees before it starts the next semicircle. So let me add a weight here and our turn. So when you reach there, you wait for 1 second and turn 90 degrees. You remember we said our pattern has the shape of a square, right? Okay, so let me run this first time. Here, come to 90 degrees. Pause. Can you see it turn? So now if I click this again, it's not going to make a full circle for me because I've already told it to turn, right? So I'm going to click again. It will do the 3rd semicircle for me. Then I'll click one last time. Then it does the 4th one. Are we together?
Yes.
So as I said, we don't like manual stuff. So I'm just going to automate this by using repeat 4 like this. And when space equals, right? So now when I click this, I'll just leave it to do all the 4 semicircles till it's done. Is it clearer now? Okay. So I'm going to take my code out and then you do it. You do the pattern so that we'll see.
Some people are already talking.
Okay, if you've done it already, I need you to make each semicircle have a separate color. Yes. Nobody copy. I think it's very simple. Let me see. So this is it. You actually thought I didn't know. You know, since what they are telling you computer. Did you do this alongside me or you're just doing it now? Find a power source for these two computers. Each semicircle should have a different color. Each semicircle is a different color. Catholic? And you are Christian. In God, all things are possible. What's the problem of it? Why is it that each pattern is not complete? Each semicircle with a different color. And don't replicate the blocks. Don't copy that in 4 times and set a different color. That's the hard some people like that. I also want one block. Yeah. Some people have practiced already.
So you are helping them.
What? Don't you get it? I never see this thing. It's even waiting for the thing to finish first. Your solution cannot solve any problem. So that means you have to be on your computer always. If you have to draw like 100 patterns like this, will you stay and be choosing the colors every time? Hmm? But you solved it already now. Why are you adding this part? Why do you have this part? Since you have this part. Have you thought about it? That's not the block. Set color will set it to that particular color. You can solve this in like a lot of ways, different ways. But you're not just opening your mind to try out the blocks that you have. You should see other blocks that you'll be able to use. Let me rewrite mine. Mixing the color. Okay, so look up now. Let's just do this together. So this was what I had before we attended ours. So there are a lot of options for you to consider. So at the top, let me just set my pen size. Let me set the pen size to 5. Yeah? So if I set this to 5 now, hello. So every time I am doing a semicircle, I'm making a turn. So it is here after I turn that I want to change this pen color to something else. So I can try to use change pen color, change pen shade, I'm not sure, but let's try to change pen color. Let me put it here and see. Let's try 40. So that was literally the only thing you needed, just to change pen color. But if you need to set a color before changing the pen color by a number, you can use this one. So let's say I want a particular kind of color. I like sky blue. Let me see this. So I can use this. This should be the initial color. But whenever it has done any semicircle, let it change the color by 40. Right? By an index of 40. So you do the first one, change the color by 40. Do the next one, change the color again by 40. And do the next one. Okay, we have one more thing to do before we wrap up on lesson 5. So you can save this one. Let's just save it as pattern. Yeah, pattern. Or lesson 5 pattern. Lesson 5 pattern. So we'll save and then start a new file. We'll look at that one thing and then we'll move on. So, okay, and start a new one. New file. Alright, so for the ultimate challenge, we are told to use the pen and draw a garden. The idea is, imagine a hexagon flower. Imagine hexagon flowers with square leaves. I'm going to give you an illustration of what this means. Then I'm going to allow you to create something. So use the idea of the pattern that we just created, and then create something that looks like a flower. Then we'll see. Alright. So for my example, I'm going to use a particular shape or two shapes and then draw something circular that will resemble a flower. Right? Okay. So take a look at this. So space key, let's assume I want to draw a pentagon. Let's say I want to do a pentagon. So I'll repeat 5 times and move let's try 50 steps. Then I'll turn at 72 degrees. Are we together? Alright. So let me pen down. Let me use my pen tools to do something here. Pen down. Let me set pen size. Pen size to, let me use 3. So let me run my code and see what happens. Eyes on the board, everyone. So if I do this, okay, it's not working. Why is my sprite not creating the pattern for me? Class, I'm asking a question. Huh? It's not working. Is there a problem with my site? So what's the problem with mine? Huh? Oh, it's not connected. Wow. Okay. Okay. So now I have a pentagon, right? Hello. Okay. From now on, if you talk while I'm talking, you have to stand up. Yes. Okay. David will be watching for me. Anybody that talks, you stand. So this is one pentagon. By the way, I'm going to reduce this size to split. Okay, fine. So now, what will happen if after every move I turn, let's say 15 degrees. After every one, I turn 15 degrees and then I repeat it maybe 10 times. What will this create for me? Let's see. Okay, so a repeated pattern like this creates this sort of stuff. So I'm going to increase this to like 25. Okay, so this is what I have, right? So I'm going to even hide my sprite so that I'll just see the pattern alone. You don't need to do this while I'm doing mine. Just pay attention and understand the concept. Try to understand what I'm doing first. Okay, so I want to make this even more prettier. Let me increase this to 100. Let me see. Okay, I think it fits in, right? Yeah. So now I want to bring the idea of using different colors, changing the color shade while it's making each pattern to make something good looking. So I'm going to set the pen color here, flowerish color. No. Okay, whatever. Then I will change pen shade down here. Let me change by maybe 20. Let me see what this looks like. Okay, maybe 20 is too high. Pen shade, pen color. Try again. Okay, so this is what I have now. Now, this is not all of it. I can decide to still do another one, and this is what I mean. So what if I choose to replicate this, and that is, after it's done doing the pentagon, I want to do maybe a square. So a square is 450 steps. I don't want it to go the full length like this one. And square comes 90. So do the pentagon first, then do the square inside. Alright. Can you see this now? So I can use a particular shape and do something a number of times and just create something like this. Now this is what you add to it. Just so I'm sure that you understand what is happening. When it is done doing all of this, let me get my mark. This should be the last exercise for today. So when you're done doing the pattern, I'm just going to do something for you here. So the pattern like this. Now when you're done, I want you to create the stalk, like the stick of the flower. I want you to create a stick that will be downward like this. That will serve as the stalk, which will appear down here, like this. You understand? Can you do it? Good. Okay, so please use different shapes. Don't just do what I did. I'm doing a pentagon here and a square. Use different shapes. You can do an octagon or a triangle and a square. You can use a hexagon with 6 sides. Don't just replicate what I have. Try out different shapes and see what you have. You not say. That's funny because I told you since. I told you before I even started talking about this one. Lesson 5 pattern.
you just say that you want to be
You have it right there on the board and you're waiting for someone to finish.
his name is what is his name?
What do you want to draw? Is it a square or
Has anybody added this stuff for the trial? How many degrees do you not add for the trial?
Now I'm going to put this.
Don't forget to turn after it. Oh, our time is almost up. Where's the stop? I'm going to put the stop. That's a question for you, not for me. And I've asked you, well, okay. Wow. No, 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 no. You're moving systems, but you're not turning. Bring this right to the center. Yes, the stop should be at the middle. Down. That's the stick. Stop. Time is almost up. Just have 2 minutes. At least we've done the pattern for today. If you can't figure out the stock, how to add the stock today, tomorrow morning when you come, that will be the first thing you start. But our time is up. Yeah. So you can save your work. Maybe save it as lesson 5 flour. The other one was lesson 5 platter. This one would be lesson 5 flour. Lesson 5 flour. As soon as you're done, you can leave. It's 4 already. Let me see. Well, can you think of a way to make it bigger? Yeah, thicker. But not from there. That's what you should think about. Enough for him to tell you. Alright, so everyone save your work. I'll see you tomorrow at 9. Our time is up already. If you've not drawn the stock, it's fine. Tomorrow when you come, we can open your work and continue from there. Remember to close the program and shut down your computer. Lesson 5 flour.
Yeah, try.